Hi boys and girls, welcome to your video on adding and subtracting square roots. There is no graphic organizer for this video, but you will need to watch this video in order to complete your homework assignment tonight as a follow-up on the video. So let's talk about adding and subtracting square roots. So you can add or subtract square roots the same way you combine like terms. So going back to our unit in algebra, if two variables are the same, you can combine them because they're like terms. So 5x plus 4x is equal to 9x. The x stays the same, and then I add the terms up front. Same way with square roots. 5 square root of 2 plus 4 square root of 2. The square root of 2 is the like term, so that stays the same. Then I just add the terms up front. So 5 plus 4 is 9 square root of 2. Here's another example. 10 square root of 5 minus 3 square root of 5. Square root of 5 is my like term. So square root of 5 stays the same. And I can take 10 minus 3. So in this case, square root of 5 is my like term. 10 minus 3 is 7, square root of 5. Here's another example. 12 square root of 2 minus 7 square root of 2. I'm going to take 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7 is 5 square root of 2. Sometimes you can have more than one term. So in this case, we have 3 terms that are square root of 5. And they are all like terms because they all have the square root of 5. So I'm going to do 5 minus 2, which is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7 square root of 5. And you can use a calculator for this computation. Here's another example. Negative 4 square root of 4 minus 5 square root of 4 plus 7 square root of 3. I cannot combine these two terms with this term because a square root of 3 is not a like term of square root of 4. So negative 4 minus 5 is negative 9 square root of 4 plus 7 square root of 3. Again, I cannot combine that term with the other two square roots because they are not like terms. Now I can take this problem one step further. The square root of 4 is a perfect square, meaning two whole numbers go into square root of 4. So square root of 4 is 2, so I'm going to simplify this as 9 times square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2 plus 7 square root of 3. Negative 9 times 2 is negative 18 plus 7 square root of 3. So both math groups have two different worksheets. So I'm just going to talk about both of them briefly. The first group, your one worksheet looks like this. All adding, and the second one is all subtracting. A couple things I want to talk about. You may want to highlight square root of 5, square root of 5 in one color, and your term out front in another color. And as you go towards the bottom of the worksheet, if there's no number up front, you have to assume it's 1. So in this problem here, 1 square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 3 plus 1 square root of 3. You have 1 plus 3 plus 1, which is 5 square root of 3. So again, if there's no number up front, put a 1 so you remember to count that square root. And group number 2, same thing. If you don't have any terms out front of the square root, which I'm not sure if that's the case here, then you can write a 1. And for you, I want you to be cautious of the negatives. Use your calculator for computation. Square root, or 3 square root of 6 minus 4 square root of 6. Square root of 6 is my like term. 3 minus 4 is negative 1 square root of 6. So use your computation. Negative 11 minus 11 is not 0. So just be cautious of your computation and use a calculator to double check. Now you can skip the problems that don't have like terms. So for example, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, we're going to talk about in class tomorrow. Alright, I hope you have a good rest of the evening. If there's any parts of the video you need to go back and review, please do so. And otherwise, I will see you in class tomorrow. Alright, have a great night.